March 5th, 2022, there's one thing you need to do, and that's you need to read the historians and political philosophers that have been talking about the fact that if you egg Vladimir Putin on about NATO, that he will begin a war with you at some point, and he will regard it as a defensive war. And so, if you'd rather that, so many people weren't murdered and all that in Ukraine, what you'd want to do is to have not pushed for this in the first place. It's extraordinary. I thought that Russia would, there would be a display of force on the border, like a massive one, a little skirmish or anything. I didn't anticipate an invasion. I didn't. And actually it was really right up there in everybody's face all along. Like Noam Chomsky, say, for example, probably 25 years ago or something, was talking about how if you push Ukraine, or NATO on Ukraine, or Ukraine on NATO, or however you want to put it, that you'd have a very serious reaction from Russia, not just Vladimir Putin. So it's one of those cases where they didn't listen to the experts, did they? Really didn't listen to the experts. And now what you've got is Russians who have quite a sour history with Nazis, faced with the fact that Western nations are helping to arm Ukraine, and therefore the Nazis of Ukraine. That's what we've done. We brought well-equipped Nazis to Vladimir Putin's border. One of those, what you call it, interesting choice. It was an interesting choice we made there to reignite the hatreds from the First World War, the era between it, which was just about as brutal, the Second World War, all of that stuff. And so I'm looking at the situation in Canada right now. And at this point, I think we're getting into the realm of indisputability. That the Canadians that are out there fighting for freedom right now are more numerous than they've ever been in terms of a group of people willing to stand against tyranny. It's a larger number because it's a larger population. The country's just a lot bigger. And these people don't need to sacrifice their lives, but they do have to sacrifice quite a bit, don't they? And that sacrifice is the time that they put in trying to understand these situations enough to be qualified to speak. And for that, I do respect them. I just do. They weren't always most soft-spoken of, the bunch. Pretty right up there in your face, just looking, right, and talking. But they knew what they were talking about. Wonderful. Hooray.